Hello everyone, how are you? I am doing great. Welcome back once again to our YouTube channel, Unique Civil Minds. In today's lecture, we are going to see about the construction steps for new building in India. What are the steps we need to follow during the construction of your any new building? So here, first, what we need to do, we need to go for a site visit. Once we have done the site visit, why we are going for the site visit means we need to check out whether the site is completely flat our on which side you are going to get, whether which facing you need to check out on either side, what are the adjacent buildings are there or under construction, or whether they are constructed building. You need to check all those things. Once you're done with your site visit, the next step is what you need to do. You need to prepare your AutoCAD plans and related with respect to your structural drawings also. You need to complete both the drawings. Once you're done with your building plan drawings, then what you need to do, you need to go for the site marking. Once you're done with your site marking, next what you need to do, you need to excavate wherever the column position you are getting, you need to excavate for the footing. So once you're done with your excavation, the next is you need to lay out your PCC. You have prepared the PCC in the ratio of 1:4:8. Once you laid this your PCC, the next what you need to do, you need to place all the reinforcement which you have prepared that for the footing constructions. So after the footing constructions, what you need to do, once you're done with your footing construction, the next step is you need to construct your plinth beam. Once you done with your plinth beam, the next what you need to do, you need to go for the shuttering for your columns. Once you're done with your shuttering for your columns, if your concreting has done for the columns, the next is what you need to do is you need to go for the construction of your SSM, stone size masonry. Once you have completed with your stone size masonry, then you are going for the wall constructions. While constructing your walls after the 7 feet height from the plinth level, so what you are going to do, you are going to leave some spaces for your doors and windows as per the drawings. I have indicated in the bracket as per the drawings means in working drawing you are going to get where you need to leave the space for your doors and windows, ventilators. So all these things it is presented in your working drawing. Once you constructed with your once you place all your spaces left for your doors and windows, what you need to do, you need to construct throughout the building your lintel. After lintel, what you are going to do, you are going to construct around 1.5 feet again wall. So if the height of the building is 10 feet, then what we are going to do, you are going to construct your beam of a depth 1 feet. On the beam, what we are going to do, we are going to construct your slab. So during this slab, constructing your slab, we are going to provide some of the electrical pipes we are inserting in the slab, and some of the plumbing pipes also we are inserting in your pipes. So once you complete the construction of your slab, the next step is what you need to do is you need to construct your parapet walls. So the height of this parapet wall we are going to leave of about 1 meter or 3 feet. So once you're done with your parapet wall, the next step is what we're going to do is the plastering the whole building. So once you're done with the plastering, if the owner requirements or if owner's demands you need to do a lapam or a putty, so then you are going to for the lapam or putty after the plastering. So if owners is not saying that, or if owners not required this lapam or putty, then you go for directly for white painting. That is your white coat you need to do for it 2 coats. Then once you're done with your white coat, then we are going for the color coat. So of about, again we are going to give the 2 coats here. So once you've done all your coloring of your buildings, so the next step is what you need to do, you need to go for the floor work. So if you are going to complete your floor work, okay, so you can go for the floor work before painting or also after painting. Why I was keeping this floor work after the painting means all the paint it can be it can be distributed on your floors, because while painting some of the honeys it can be drop on your floors. For that, to avoid that one, what we are going to do, we are going for the first coloring of your building, then we are going for your flooring work. So after flooring work, all the electrical gadgets which you are providing in your house, so switch box or your wiring of your fan, ceiling fan, or any of the TV wirings, all this wiring should be left out. So later on that, what we are going to do, we are going for the front elevation. So once you complete this one, so this all includes, so you need to follow each step whatever we have shown here. So each step should be followed for the construction of your new buildings. So I have been shown in the next slide, that is about your code requirements, which are the codes you need to require while designing your while planning and designing your building. So here I have been showing people around 7 to 8 codes you need to must and should follow. This IS 456 2000, it is a basic, all the basic requirements they have been given in this code. For all the buildings it is suitable. So SP16 we are following for the footing design, and IS 875 1983 part 1 is dead load, for part 2 is live load, and part 3 is for wind load, and part 4 is self load, and SP34 is RCC detailing. If you want to detail for the all the RCCs, it is one way slab or two way slab, all these things it is included in your RCC detailing, that is your SP34. So after this one, I have shown some of the conversion for the new beginners or fresh engineers, because in colleges what we are going to do, we are going to follow with respect to meters, we are not going to follow with respect to the feet or inches. So some of the new or fresher people, they are going to face some of the difficulties in the conversion of your feet to inches or inches to what I'll call inches to meter to feet to inches. So I have shown some slide for this one also, small which is a scale for 1 inch is nothing but your 25 mm. So 1 feet is nothing but your 12 inches. So that is equals to 300 mm. So directly you can take it as a 1 feet is equals to 12 inches. So 12 inches, that is nothing but your 12 into 25, you need to multiply, you are going to get the 300 mm. For 6 inches, you are going to get the 150 mm. For 3 inches, 75. Thank you guys.